are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get first-hand information about things happening around you. And I appreciate every one of you who are subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, please press the red button and make sure you press the bell icon, because if you don't press the bell icon, you will not be notified anytime we post news, because we want you to get the news as soon as they come, as fast as they come. So press the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime. The news we have for you now, you'll be glad that you are aware of it. Stay tuned.
Inec, without giving us any explanation and without any concrete evidence, went ahead to say that we cannot conduct elections. Is that the way your friends behave, if they are our friends?
Adams Oshiomhole, National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has vowed not to forgive the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, for the postponement of the 2019 presidential election. Oshiomhole explained that he won't forgive Inec for allowing his party, the All Progressives Congress, APC, to incur costs due to the postponement of the presidential election. He made the remark in response to a statement by Inec's National Commissioner, Festus Okoye, that as at 5 p.m. on Friday, February 15th, Inec leadership were still optimistic of being able to pull through with the election on February 16th, hence the delayed announcement of the postponement. Okoye had stated this during a roundtable discussion on electoral reform. Inec had announced the postponement of the elections few hours from the commencement of the presidential election, initially stated for February 16th. However, Oshiomhole, while speaking at a presentation during a roundtable discussion on electoral reform yesterday, said as at 5 p.m. on Friday, February 15th, some of the materials Inec needed were still at the airport. How could you have assumed that by some native doctor's magic something you could pull it through? Obviously, you knew it was not in your competence to increase the day beyond 24 hours. So obviously you knew, and you cannot be pardoned for that. And I refuse to forgive you on that, because you knew it and you made us incur costs that were avoidable, and you subjected us to severe shocks. I don't think you can defend that. It was gross, inexcusable negligence of duty and crass incompetence on the part of Inec. There is no need to wish it away. And these are the statements of the foreign observers concerning the just concluded election in February. The National Democratic Institute (NDI) and the International Republican Institute (IRI) said that 2019 elections were marred by irregularities such as intimidation of voters, electoral officials, voter buying, and election-related violence. They also condemned the suspension of the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, saying the judiciary plays a crucial role in the post-election matters. Although many new political parties nominated candidates for the 2019 elections, the polls were largely a contest between the incumbent All Progressives Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The APC hoped to renew the mandate of President Muhammadu Buhari and consolidate its majority in the National Assembly and governorship. However, the party faced internal wrangling and defection of some key figures in the month to the polls. The PDP fired former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as its standard bearer, and entering the process for the first time as an opposition party, challenged the APC record, claiming the ruling party not kept its campaign promises to fight corruption, improve security, and boost the economy, the report said. The RII and NDI observation mission said that the 2019 election did not meet the expectations of many Nigerians. On security and elections-related violence, the report said ahead of the 2019 polls, the poor security situation in Nigeria, mainly attributed to Boko Haram's resurgence in the northeast, intercommunal violence in the Middle Belt, and widespread crime and banditry, raised concerns about the safety of the voters and candidates. Increased politically motivated violence and conflicts in the pre-election period was also a concern, especially around political party primaries in some areas. The report further stated that for many Nigerians, the 2019 elections, the sixth since the country's 1999 transition back to civilian democratic rule, were an opportunity to consolidate democratic gains and build on sound electoral practices. Significant improvements in the administration of the 2011 and 2015 election boosted expectations in the 2019 electoral process. Moreover, Nigeria's first peaceful transfer of power between political parties following the 2015 elections underscored for Nigeria that credible elections matter, the report said. The joint report further said that the last-minute postponement of the presidential and National Assembly elections on February 16 showed that Inec had underestimated challenges associated with administration of the elections. According to reports, the commission did not communicate sufficiently with political parties and the public about election preparations. Such a late postponement likely depressed voter turnout and created confusion about the duration of candidates and party. Most significantly, the delay also undermined public confidence in Inec. After 1 week postponement, it increased its public outreach and communications through regular press briefings. Since the polls, however, Inec has been slow to release information, including detailed results. The report said that the last-minute postponement of the presidential and National Assembly elections on the morning of February 16th and delays in opening some polling units and other administrative challenges on February 23rd undermined public confidence in Inec. The report further said that political parties remain the weakest link amongst Nigerian nascent democratic institutions, saying opaque candidates' nomination process led to violence in some states and many pre-election lawsuits. The report also made reference to the paucity of women nominated to run on the tickets of the two major parties, the APC and PDP, saying it demonstrated Nigeria political elites' lack of commitment to opening space for new faces and new voices. It added that the political parties and their leaders did not uphold their commitment to peaceful and credible elections and failed to retrain and hold accountable members and supporters who committed electoral offences. The NDI and NRI report said that the Electoral Act of 2010 was an important update to the electoral legal framework, but added that after the 2011 and 2015 polls, however, stakeholders identified areas where additional reforms were needed. Lamenting President Buhari's not signing the amended act, the report said in 2018 the National Assembly approved 4 versions of a bill to amend the Electoral Act. The measure would have codified important improvements, including imposing higher fines on media houses not providing equal airtime to compete political parties, making the voter register and election results electronic and publicly accessible, capping the nomination fees that political parties charge candidates, and extending the application of the Electoral Act to local government elections. Buhari withheld his assent to each version of the bill, ultimately citing the proximity to the election and the short time Inec would have to implement reforms. The president's last rejection of the bill in December 2018, just a couple of months before Election Day, surprised most stakeholders and delayed the release of Inec's elections guidelines. Other legal reforms to the electoral process recommended by Nigerian civil society were unrealized before 2019 elections, including creating appropriate institutions to oversee political parties and prosecute electoral offenses, responsibilities that currently impede INEC's focus on administering elections. In its recommendations, the joint report called for a nation dialogue, stating that there should be a nation conversation about the progress made since that transition and the vulnerabilities that must be overcome to make electoral process more credible and the country's democracy more resilient. The RI and ND mission urges Nigeria stakeholders to seriously consider this and other recommendations to improve the electoral process, unlike in previous years when suggestions by reputable citizens and international observation missions were unheeded. Other recommendations include legal framework and election dispute resolution, pursuit of comprehensive, including an assiduous electoral reform process, establishment of time limits for the adjudication of re-election petitions, and others. Meanwhile, commenting on the report, the national chairman of Inec, Professor Mahmood Yakub, said the commission would study the recommendations in detail and would continue to partner with the institute to improve the electoral and democratic processes in Nigeria. Do you think Oshiomhole really meant what he said, or he's just trying to put up a kind of game, or he just want to make a kind of statement because of the reports that has been coming from foreign observers, and which he has really indicted them in one way or the other? They are just trying to put up a bold face. I don't know where Oshiomhole is talking from. Then who caused the problem in Zamfara? Who made them to lose everything in Zamfara? So was it as a result of Inec or from their own part? Thank you very much for always listening. Bye.